Welcome back to the Brewed Awakening podcast. I'm Forrest.
I'm Savannah.
I'm John.
And we're here to talk about, I think, Lucedale stuff.
We got some Lucedale stuff. My notes are all over the place.
Okay.
So y'all are going to have to bear with me because I don't even know if I can read some of my handwriting. But yeah, I know yesterday we were talking a little bit about you doing, you were talking to our mayor and he had told you about the bike trail, right?
Yes, the mountain bike trails that are coming.
Do you have any details on that? Or
You know, I should have listened better or taken notes, but no date. I do know it's going to be close to the park. Do y'all know where Depot Road is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's going to be right across Depot Road, and there's a road to the left called Waterwell Road, I think.
Yeah.
Go watch Karen Wright's podcast. He tells exactly where it is going to be. So, and then there's plans to. Do you remember the old Greenway that was like under the bridge or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything that he didn't already say on camera, but there's plans to. They may not be able to do that whole thing, but connecting it from the top where that little pavilion is,
Yeah.
and then just going down and across the tracks,
Oh, man.
and then going to the park.
Oh, it'd
For
be
now,
cool.
at least.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice.
And they've been working on the trails over there too. Remember the one I told you about, and y'all went and checked out.
The
Or did y'all
trails
check it
are
out?
so nice.
No, we haven't went yet.
So nice.
Yeah.
No, we went.
Oh, we're going
we
someday.
went whenever the trails were like, they had just built that bridge, the one that's broken down now.
Yeah.
It was like all the way around that pond, and it was so pretty. But
Yeah, there were spots
I
at
miss
that
it.
point that there was already like holes
Some
breaking
holes.
through.
yeah,
When I was in
A
high
little
school,
shaky.
it was when it was built, or middle schoolish, and it was pristine. Do you remember it? Like when it was literally brand new, it was so nice.
I didn't realize it was whenever we were in high school or middle school. I
In
didn't
fact,
know that.
in fact, it was kind of the place me and my friends went and hung out
Oh, really?
Yeah.
because it's like, you know, it was close to my friend Caitlin's house, like across the street, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's secluded. You know how teenagers are. We just want to like walk around and not see people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where we hung out, dude. We would just go sit.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and there was always like teenagers there.
Yeah.
Might be what, and I was like, hey, this hidden place under the bush
Maybe it might not be a good idea.
might not be a good idea for
Maybe this place falling
Nah, I think
apart
it's-
ain't a bad thing. Keep the teenagers out.
for real.
No, I don't know about that, but
But there's that, and then there's that bike trail thing is also just going to be like a recreational area. So there will be walking trails, designated walking trails, picnic tables.
Nice.
Think of it like a mini pocket national park in a way.
yeah.
You know, I mean,
Walking trails are nice.
take that with a grain of salt, but
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying.
Also, you mentioned yesterday that there's going to be a celebration May the 9th for the 125th pilgrimage. Is that what you said?
So I think it's the 225th anniversary of the country or 250th
250th of the country, and I
And
think
it's-
it's
and it-
125th of.
for us.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're just doing like a celebration. There's a pilgrimage where they're going to take people kind of on a tour of the city. And as you go, there will be guides and people giving you history. And it's got, I think, 13 stops.
That is so cool.
Nice.
I think it's
I
cool
don't
as
think
heck.
anybody's ever done anything
Yeah. I
quite
think
like
it's really
that.
cool.
So that is really cool and unique for our area. So they'll have that going on. And we'll also have second Saturday that same day.
Yep.
And there's something else I thought.
Well, there might be two things. There's one, so they're going to have a lot of vendors and things for the kids in the park that day.
Cool.
That's like separate from the pilgrimage, obviously.
Yeah.
I encourage everybody to do the pilgrimage, though. That's probably the most authentic thing you could do that day.
Yeah. for
But
real.
there's that, and then, that night after Second Saturday ends, what is that, 8, 7:40, 7?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
8.
So as the sun goes down, we're going to be premiering this little documentary we've been working on, which is basically like a abbreviated history of Lucedale, even though it's 45 minutes long.
Nice.
I mean, it's not a feature documentary film, but it's like right there.
And it's going to be down at the park.
No, I believe, and there's going to be some marketing stuff come out about it, but I believe we're going to try to do it up there where the stage is at.
Oh,
good.
nice. Okay.
The coffee pot parking lot or the
Yep.
big stage in the park?
No, the Coffee Pot parking lot.
Nice.
Mainly because that traffic's already there for Second Saturday.
Yeah.
And
So
as,
many people already there.
as it ends, like you just are there. It's not, hey, let's migrate down to the park.
Yeah.
And the live music for second Saturday is going to be exceptional, I hear. Y'all want to know who it is?
I forgot about that.
It's Forrest.
We forgot
Yeah,
he's
it's
playing.
me. No, and to be honest, that's like another reason is like logistically because I'm putting on the film. And so it's like, okay, I'll play on the stage and then turn everything off, get the projector ready. All the audio is already hooked up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a logistics thing too. But honestly, even without that, I think it's better up there because number one, I like small spaces better because it makes it feel more packed, even if you just get 50.
Yeah.
If you get 50 people in that big bowl of the park,
It's like
it
nobody's
looks
there.
dead.
Yeah.
It looks dead.
Yeah.
And that's the reason they won't show, and during COVID, especially when they were playing soccer and football, they didn't show the crowd a lot.
Yeah.
Because there was you don't want to see empty seats.
It's discouraging, and
It makes the game worse. Like
Yeah.
to see visually. I know it's weird, but
Yeah, I totally get it because there's been some, the Saints have had bad seasons, and see some of those games on live broadcast is like, ouch.
and I feel that same way about just like in person. So if you're a performer, for example, I would much rather play, at least at my level, obviously. Much rather play in the
Yeah.
Julep Room, which is a basement in Ocean
Oh
Springs,
yeah, that place is cool.
than
I love
play
it.
the Sanger in Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though, yes,
see
the
that.
Sanger would be awesome and beautiful and it sounds great. Like I could probably draw 200 people.
Yeah.
That's not going to look great.
That reminds me of
It's not going to feel
the,
good to look out there.
that Turning Point USA had a low like audience attendance recently, and it did look depressing and it was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Ouch.
people aren't as dumb as people think, or they think.
So, any big bombshells coming out in the documentary? Just say yes, and I'll probably be there.
No bombshells, but I will say this: there's so much history that you would have never considered, and it's so crazy that it happened here.
Oh man,
There's
so
a-
excited.
I'm
There's
looking
a-
forward to that coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of. We're actually recording the voiceover here Saturday.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, so we're really close to having all the assets basically. And the way we did it was we did, I think, 35 interviews with people from age 101 down to about 25
No,
to get both perspectives.
Yeah, the older generation and the newer
Which
generations.
that took 3 straight days. 3 straight days and nothing but interviews. And then the museum is providing all the archival footage or photos that I can use to overlay as they're talking about Benny's drive-in and
Nice.
little things you didn't know about. And then in between those sections will be some voiceovers, narrations from a kind of like Morgan Freeman does on those National Geographic ones,
Yeah.
but with a local celebrity.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
So
Well, we have, I think, a pretty interesting little history in our town. I like it. The Main Street being the main part of a highway at one point, bringing in all kinds of customers and creating a place where a restaurant could be open 24/7. That's not even possible here right now.
And even like the Taylor Cafe, that old picture of the Taylor Cafe where they have like the mileage listed on there, how far to Beaumont and how far to Hattiesburg.
Yeah.
Because it was a huge hub.
And you can see that information at Landmark, by the way. They have
yeah, I
it
was gonna say I think
posted.
they threw a nod to that, and
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that is really cool.
So neat.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm very excited to hear about some of our history and what some of people's current takes on Lucedale.
side note to keep this so we don't forget, we need to have my dad on here.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because my dad is a land surveyor, so there's a little like land surveyors generally they're kind of history buffs because they're actually out there looking for corners that were set in the 1800s.
Oh, yeah.
So they stay in the courthouse, they stay in the documents, the archives, like they really do. So my dad has so much information about that guy from Central who, you know what I'm talking about? Now I'm going to misquote who he is. Dang it. It's a guy, he was part of the mafia. He robbed several banks across the Southeast.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name again?
Talking about Babyface, right?
No, that guy I think is from Texas, the Oh Brother We're Out There guy. No, this guy is from here.
Oh, I didn't.
And
I
there
don't think I
are
know.
several books about it.
Yeah.
And somebody told me years ago, they were like, you should need to make a documentary about this guy. I said, who's that? And they told me about it. I mentioned it to my dad. Turns out he knows every single thing about it and
wow.
has read every document that people can't even see about
Wow.
it. He was telling me about it in my house, and I was like going, you need to tell this on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really
But
cool
it's
to
really
have
interesting,
for
and
sure.
This guy was like a nationally known bandit, basically.
Yeah. Was it John Dillinger? Or, no?
You
I
know,
don't know.
I don't know who
Yeah,
it
I'm going to
was.
say it's wrong.
But anyways, we need to have him on because that's some crazy history nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, the way that the town was laid out, see, I don't want to spoil it, but
It's good. So, yeah.
yeah, the town, the way it was laid out, like Bendale was the way you got from Bendale to Lucedale. Do you know how? This blows my mind.
Was there a ferry?
It was a ferry.
In Merrill, right?
No, over there in Bendale, kind of close
Okay.
to where the bridge is, I believe. But it was a ferry, and I don't know. I can't put together that in my head that people did that every day, all
they
the
had
time.
ferry
Right
across.
here in our town, yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to like imagine because we've always had this 3-mile bridge that goes over there.
Yeah. My biological grandfather was able to have 2 different families in George County because it wasn't that easily to travel from Bendale to Central.
Man.
So
Who's
Yeah.
this?
my biological grandfather.
Is he around?
He's dead now. I didn't know him personally.
Gotcha.
He was definitely
Be
with his,
interesting to.
I think he was with his other family.
Yeah, there was an 18-wheeler that had flipped in the middle of 26 whenever I was coming from here to Bendale to pick up our kids from Head Start. And I was like, okay, well, how do I get around this? And I was looking, and I was like, it's either turn around and drive up 63 all the way to 98 and take that all the way down to like, what is that, McCain or something? McLean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then take that around. So it would have been an extra hour and a half just to make it another 4 miles down the road from where I was at, just because of that bridge. So
I remember kids couldn't come to school because it would get flooded, that bridge, and the bus couldn't cross it.
But do y'all remember the pit that fell in?
oh
This
man,
is really sad, but
That is
Very
and I actually
sad.
I knew one of the guys who
Man.
passed away.
Yeah.
Talk about a shock, bro. That was insane.
Yeah.
That really was, and it's like terrifying to think about that could happen at any given moment. And there was a lot of lives lost that day, and lives completely devastated and affected. But there was one girl who survived it, and her name is Layla, and I follow her on Facebook, and she always is posting like updates, and it's nice to see that she's doing good after all
Yeah.
that she's been through. But that was devastating. I don't even know how low that hole was, but what happened was it was on Highway 26 at nighttime, raining, I believe, and a big hole. It just washed
road
out.
washed out.
Yeah, the road washed out, and I can't even imagine how deep that was because I looked at it.
It was well over 10 foot for sure.
well over 10 foot. Yeah, it was
I remember
very,
seeing
very
it because
deep.
I tried to go to my
And that
wi-
road is 55 mile an hour, and no
Yeah.
one's driving 55 on that road.
no 65, 70.
Yeah.
And so people just drove into a hole.
So my cousin, they live in McLean, and that's kind of the way she comes to Lucedale when she needs to, down 57 and then 26 over here. She had went over that like 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about it. It's just cars passing all
Yeah,
morning.
it wasn't long. We had went over it like that day before.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but I did remember reading about their settlements, the victims that got that from the state, and it was not a good enough number in my opinion. It really wasn't. But
Yeah. But we're just a rural area in Mississippi, so I don't know.
It's crazy. You just gave me this crazy thought about
But yeah, if that
how
think
money
about-
works.
Think about if that pit would have happened 5 miles west.
Yeah.
If it would have just moved down 5 miles west, it would have completely disrupted all the traffic that travels west to east or east to west.
Yeah. You give me a business idea, like need to start a company where you have these drones and a city or county can pay you to do, I guess, sonar scans of the roads
Yeah.
to find things like that. I mean, that would probably save them a ton of money. You could charge them a pretty good bit.
yeah,
Especially those major roads. Like, we're not going to do like these little driveways and stuff, but like that road for sure needs an entire scan.
Yeah, that thing definitely needs
Well,
to be
you're right
looked
next to the
into.
swamp. I mean,
Yeah.
which, on a positive note, there's a really good stuff about the Pascagoula River swamp and how historic it is. And it's like one of 3 naturally preserved swamplands in the United States.
Oh, really?
Like, the mayor was talking about that. He was
I
like,
didn't know that.
we
It's
needed to make this
beautiful.
more of a tourism thing.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
should be known. But it's like, we just are like, what?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, why would you mess up the swamp?
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
But there's actually, and we interviewed a guy. You'll like this. This guy, he's like gun ho and dedicated. He has a nonprofit that basically is overprotecting it, and they've had several lawsuits where people want to develop, where they wanted to build dams. That's something they will not let anybody do, because the moment you do it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's going to change the whole.
Oh yeah.
I guess
Whole
architecture is not the
ecosystem.
right word, but
Ecosystem, yeah.
Yeah.
And
they've
that's-
been fighting. They've had to go to Congress and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That is so
Stuff you would
sad
never know.
because it
Yeah.
is so beautiful. It really is. I
Yep.
don't. If you ever gone to Josephine's
Oh yeah,
Sandbar,
they're
just
doing a
to drive
celebration
that-
this year.
It is gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah.
But
It's crazy too because that was just a little ways down the road in Vancleave that guy had developed all that swamp land that wasn't supposed to be developed.
Yeah,
do you remember that? Yeah, that was actually really bad.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Because I actually worked on like the water project and the sewer project back in the day whenever they were actually giving them city provide, water and sewer, but everything was just swampy. Every yard was wet. No matter what.
Oh no! I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was
And
more
it
of
was
an
nothing
issue.
but trailers and 3-acre lots.
Yeah, that was more of an issue if he wasn't really supposed to
He wasn't supposed to develop that.
develop it, but for humans' sake.
That's supposed to be swamp.
Yeah, it's wetlands. You're not supposed to build on wetlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're doing a celebration this year, 125th celebration on Josephine Sandbar.
Good.
I think
Nice.
it's to honor the ferry that used to come over. It's like I don't know why you do a celebration of that. I mean, I'm all about it. But what's it called? Wilkerson Ferry?
Oh yeah.
Wilkerson Ferry.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And the family that owned that, man, I just would have loved to see that because apparently they had like a little general store at the base of it.
Yeah.
So you could kind of come in, fill up, get your snacks, get on the ferry. Is there not something romantic about that?
Yeah.
Like it just sounds. I love to drive. I drive my kids down to Dolphin Island.
Yeah.
And we get on the ferry there and ride over to Fort Morgan.
Nice.
It's like a 45-minute ride, and it's just a more fun way to go to Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes an extra 2 hours,
Yeah.
but you can just take I-10 and zip down there, or you could go to the fort. Have y'all been to Dolphin Island's forts?
I have.
I have.
You go there to the forts, get on the ferry, go to Fort Morgan, drive down. I think is that 90 that still goes that way into Florida. But anyway, I divert big time.
It's okay.
The ferry,
Yeah.
it just sounds so cool to me. Kind of like the
does.
coffee
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah. I love the idea of the coffee pot. Like, I just wish I could go back in time and
And I
see
remember
that.
telling y'all my idea about the restaurant, and John was like, "Don't do it. Reconsider. Read some literature on the subject."
That is a tough business to start for sure.
the
Restaurant,
thing I just-
my hat is off to anybody in the restaurant business.
I don't want to run the restaurant, to be clear. I want to run the culture of the restaurant.
Yeah.
I want to be in charge of like the vibe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hire people who know all the food stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the hard thing is trying to find people that is willing to accept
Yeah.
a wage that you can afford to actually execute your menu.
And
think
stay
that's-
open till, I'm just saying midnight. Look, don't get mad at me, people. I'm just saying midnight. Just have something that's like open late.
Well, let's
Yeah.
get Walmart back to opening late. That would be really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do it. Walmart's fine. I can go during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
It
always
would be
is.
nice to have access to things, even if like,
Medicines.
yeah, and it's an emergency in the middle of the night. I mean,
Yeah, I
there's-
totally agree. Well, and COVID did that, huh?
I think so.
They're
That's
open
whenever
24/7
they stop.
and
Yeah, man,
And I read something about it. I think they found that like their profits.
went way up. So
Way
they
up.
Stay with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you can make the money work,
It's about the profits.
it's about the profits, man. It's about that moolah. What else you got, Savannah? Since we're on a canoe of tangents, riding down the river,
F Walmart.
I kind of got some more local stuff.
Hit us with it.
Not a whole lot. It's more like we had talked about the tennis court turn into a pickleball court, right?
potentially. So,
Potentially.
yeah, keep going though.
And you also said we were talking about peewee football versus youth soccer, and how peewee football really kind of lost its. Us as kids, we remember peewee football being everything,
It was huge.
but it's lost its luster over the years because of all the hardcore like problems.
sport.
It's dangerous, yeah. It's
Yeah,
a dangerous
safety
sport.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have that written
I don't know if
down,
that's
but-
a direct correlation in our area.
Yeah.
It might be, but yeah, we had multiple teams here. Like when you were a kid, if you played, which I wasn't allowed to, but there'd be like 14 per age group. Now
Yeah.
they have like one team per age group, and they go play other places.
Yeah, I don't think I would want my child playing football. It's
Not contact. Like
It's
I'm
not
cool with
worth it.
flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And flag has been a new thing that we have been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
my daughter, her best friend, is actually playing flag football, which I think is also really cool because, it's a girl playing football. So I like that.
Well, besides the tackling, it's no different than a girl playing baseball, which is softball, or a girl playing soccer. It's just strategically moving something to somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's the tackling that, like,
yeah.
to be honest, you got me thinking.
Just be like started at a later age than the other sports because of the contact.
I just wish there wasn't no contact.
I feel like by the time, I don't know, I mean, you're a small boy, you should take some hits. Like, like as a man, I feel like I have benefited from any kind of, actual hard hits, because you're going to be hit in life.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I played football, so I'm not.
You don't want your
saying
first time being hit as a grown man not knowing what to do.
Okay.
That's a really good argument. Yeah. But starting at a later age is definitely.
I mean, I'm not talking about, because it starts at like, 7, 8 years old? That might be a little young for head trauma, but I mean.
Every man, you heard it.
Yeah, it is. It's head trauma in there, but there's, a lot of things can cause head trauma.
Leave it to the vet.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
He's like, you need a little bit of
rough.
shrapnel.
Like,
you need a little shrapnel in your cheek.
I grew up playing those games without pads and without helmets.
Same.
He played. Yeah, he was a rough kid whenever he was little.
Yeah, we were tough. I mean,
going for it.
I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, that's why when you're in a donut shop and you're touching globes, they bust.
Because
he probably thought he was just touching it. He was actually going.
It wasn't really a ding like you thought. So moving on from that, we're going to move on out to talk about some issues going on with our state. We have some people coming. We have a new election coming up. Cindy Hyde-Smith is one of them.
Super important.
Yeah.
Ties.
It really is super important. Yeah. Cindy Hyde-Smith is somebody in particular that I would like to touch on, mainly let John touch on. I think she has some pretty not so good ties, and I think they need to be exposed. But I've talked to a couple of other people that are politicians, and they are willing to come on our show and
no way we're gonna get some Paulos on here.
Yes, so that's coming up. And also it's April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I wanted to take a moment to talk about that, because one, we have the Epstein files, and we cannot forget about those. We really, 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 really need to keep pursuing, trying to get justice for those people. It's really sad how the administration has just turned a blind eye and has actually attacked these survivors.
Yeah.
But
how many arrests have they made?
None. The only people that they've had.
What's the Maxwell lady? Maybe
Maxwell
one.
And
we can count
Epstein.
one.
Well, they did arrest Epstein, but then he,
Yeah.
something happened.
He's
and
not
he's
alive.
gone now.
He's not alive.
And
he's definitely not around anymore.
I think he is actually might be alive, and he could
See,
be living
now
amongst
Savannah's
us.
jumping on my train. Welcome to the conspiracy train.
Yes, actually, if you go look
Next
up.
stop, where would he be living? I guess Mexico.
Yeah, no.
Cindy Hyde-Smith might know.
I could tell you where I have a suspicion,
It's
and a lot of
Cindy?
people have this suspicion. Jeffrey Epstein could be Palm Beach Pete.
Boom.
Palm Beach Pete is a guy who has just recently blown up
That sounds like a cartoon.
on Instagram. On TikTok. Somebody saw him in Palm Beach, and they recorded him. He was driving in this really nice luxury vehicle with the top down, and he looks a heck of a lot like Jeffrey Epstein. He also has the same kind of stutter. He also has the same tattoo, and he also lives in Palm Beach, where Jeffrey had a place. He also was living in Manhattan whenever Jeffrey was living in Manhattan. He also... It keeps going on.
Yeah, the identical twin.
The train's
Jeffrey.
getting faster and faster. And
Yeah,
faster.
he also had an identical twin. Jeffrey Epstein did, just so you know. And this particular guy, he lives a very luxurious life. So you do wonder where his money's coming from. A party life.
It would be easy for him to clear his name. This guy, if he wasn't Jeffrey, he could just come out and say, hey guys, my name's Tom Smith. Here's my license. I grew up over here, but I am mega rich.
Well,
I think he has put out that video.
well, I don't
Oh,
think
yes.
he
Yeah.
showed his license, but he's.
Well, yeah.
But
he
he's
said
addressed it.
He said he's not. He's actually went on podcast
No.
and said, "I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete. I'm having fun, y'all, and I'm not going to change my look because he looked like me."
Dude, imagine if he was a psychopath, so that makes sense that he would be able to act that good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Palm Beach Pete. I'm
look
looking
it
this
up.
up.
Yeah, look it up. It's very, very interesting, and yeah, it leaves you with a bunch of questions on whether or not if Jeffrey Epstein is living amongst us, and this is a little theory that I have. What if Jeffrey killed his brother, and now he's living in his brother's life and calling himself Palm Beach Pete?
That one does pan out in my head actually.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm thinking
anyways,
they arrest his brother.
Maybe.
They kill his brother in jail, so it seems legit. But y'all could have done a better job if you wanted people to believe it.
you really need to look him
That
up.
wasn't a real Epstein that was ever in that jail.
That's what I'm saying. It was his
Yeah, it
brother.
His brother.
Oh my God!
man.
Oh,
I didn't even think about that.
what? There
could
we
be.
go.
That's a plot right there.
Yeah.
Seems
Yeah.
plausible.
Oh, he also admitted that he went to Jeffrey Epstein's parties. And
Yeah.
he said that Jeffrey Epstein and him are in the same social circle.
We could
so-
make a video. Well, I don't want
Wouldn't
to
that get
glorify this.
confusing?
I don't wanna
seeing
glorify
some
this guy.
walking around. that
Right?
looks exactly like Jeffrey Epstein at a party. Like, hey, Jeff.
How do y'all feel about this? Because I was about to say we should make a film where we just use that, like we just make up that story for fun, and it's a narrative film, so it's fiction.
Yeah.
But there was a movie called The Manson Family Vacation. Did you ever watch that?
No.
I don't think so.
You know the Manson family though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's what they did. They took a real story and then they made up a story within it. But
Yeah.
isn't that glorifying that? Like, does that make sense? I don't want to glorify Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question to ask.
Or would you want to glorify the Manson family? It was a hilarious film, by the way.
Yeah.
And I believe it had Zach Galifianakis in it.
No. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah. It's fiction.
Yeah.
But it's like got the Manson situation
Yeah.
in it.
That's very, very.
Move on.
yeah,
I'm
interesting.
just going down a hole here.
That's okay. So with that also being said, I feel like there's way more to talk about on Epstein, but y'all, I can
Might
sit
have to
here all
start
day.
a whole new podcast actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It'd
we're
just be nice to see some arrest and some actual prosecution being done. I mean, these are pedophiles.
Yeah, I just don't think I don't
like,
see that
they're more
happening
worried
though.
about trivial shit than trying to enforce laws on pedophiles.
Yeah, but I look at it too like as a like I guess a graph, right? And the very top that has all the power, they don't have the morality.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like until that top group actually like feels good and evil in their heart and they're like, "Oh, we want to do good." This is not going to happen.
yeah, I agree with you.
Unfortunately.
the morality is also in our social circle too.
No, I'm not
though.
saying it's not. I'm just
Yeah.
saying up there it's like
All of
almost
it.
non-existent.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
It's like
100%.
there might be one
no
little
morals.
drop in there and they kill that one.
Yeah.
As soon as you get up there, it's like, nope, either join or you're gone.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
So I hate to be so negative, but it's like
And there's a couple of outliers up
there
there.
are.
Like
And I commend him. Thomas Massey,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's been very vocal about how they need to start doing more for the Epstein victims.
And we need more of him, and we need more of
You know,
them to support
it's just
him.
weird that all of a sudden, like, it's like none of these other Republicans care about the Epstein files, but before the election, that's all they were talking about. Whenever Biden was president, it's like, we got to release these files. We got to get justice for the victims.
Didn't Cindy Hyde-Smith vote against?
Yeah.
What was that?
She voted against releasing the Epstein files.
Yeah. So there's that for her, and also
Who's Sidney Hyde-Smith? That's a Mississippi lady.
That's our senator. That's
Oh,
one of
gosh.
two people who represent us at the Senate level.
Why is that so
she has
hard?
a lot of national.
But why is that
pull,
so
too.
hard? Like, what is so difficult about your special job where you wear a pantsuit, where you can't just go with like the common sense morality of humanity?
Well,
Like,
she's getting paid for, is what it is. She's getting money in her pockets.
I mean, geez, there's other ways to make money though. Like, why? I don't understand what's so hard about that. With your pantsuit, I can't stand pantsuits. maybe because a politician, I can't stand suits. It's just like,
What are they? Yeah.
No, yeah, at that level, like, why are you not just a normal person?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do we live in the Matrix?
It's interesting, actually. You're
It's
right.
actually
Because
interesting.
Yeah, I
Like,
never thought
Even
about
her
that.
as a person, it's kind of like, man,
She's
you seen
it.
her walk into like your store or something, you know you're about to catch some hell. I don't know.
it's
She
just
looks
that
like a
look.
Karen.
She looks like the worst version of a Southern
No offense,
woman
Karen.
to
We love
me.
you, but I always caveat that because
Oh, yeah.
I love
Sorry,
Karen.
Karen. We
right?
do love you. Sorry.
It's just so funny. There's all these great Karens, but man, they've got a bad rap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Somebody gave them a bad rap.
But continuing with sexual assault awareness, the Duggars, I wanted to just pull them out because I'm
The
like,
Duggars, who's that?
You don't know who the
That's
Duggars?
the homeschoolers.
19 kids and counting. Yeah, their second son.
Never watched the show, but I definitely heard of it.
Second son has been
kids.
arrested
like a TLC
for child P word
Yeah.
videos, and the first one, he's in prison right now. He's not really doing so hot himself. I wrote down a bunch of stuff about him. He was arrested for actually like doing stuff. Let's see. Yeah, he's in let's see, he's in Texas, I think. And Joseph, let's see, there's Josh and Joseph. Joseph is the newest one. He was in March. Let's see, March he did the charges were filed. That's what it is. He went on a family vacation in
Heard about that one.
let's
Heard about
see,
that one.
2020 or something like that, and it was in Florida, and we know that Florida is very, very serious about their stuff, so he's been extradited to Florida, and that's where his trial has been set. He had a $600,000 bond, and they got him out on March the 31st, and he is just living his life, but he...
Who got him out?
That doesn't sound
His
like
family.
it should be high enough. I don't know, $600,000.
Yeah, his family, of course, bailed him out, and they're all defending him and saying that they're being attacked, just like Josh.
What about the
brother
victim? What's the
before.
victim saying?
I haven't read anything on
The victim's a child, so
Yeah. Josh, he's in prison right now, and he was he's sentenced to 2032. That's how long his
I thought you were
sentence
going to
is.
say to death.
No,
I was like, holy
this guy has
smokes,
7
Florida.
kids, by the way. But he was found guilty in 2021, and 4 weeks after his brother got arrested, he decided he has made several appeals, but he made another appeal to try to get released. He says that people were lying and it's just defamation, and they're just trying to get publicity.
The child's lying? Or no, the child's not saying it?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, it was actually pornography found on his.
Oh,
So I don't even
see. It's not an actual.
Yeah,
Yeah, gotcha.
but I mean, like
But still, that's a
hard
punishable-
evidence. Yeah.
Well, even
That's-
if you've never done something physically and you have that, jail.
yeah,
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, well, I've never actually jail.
yeah.
I don't care because it's going to lead there.
Yeah.
Might as well get them in jail now.
Mm-hmm.
And you could be like some of these,
I mean, it's just you're still there's still a victim there.
Oh, yeah,
Even
100%.
If
There is a victim there.
pornography and they're watching it.
Yep.
There's the victim there.
Yep.
That's a real somebody.
and that's
who
what's
is
fueling that
suffering.
industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
What do you think they do in Russia to this kind of thing? I think they're pretty hardcore.
I
Like,
wish they would
You're
be
right.
here, but
maybe torture. I don't know. You guys tell me, but I think they're pretty hardcore.
me
I'm
and
not
John was
against it.
actually
Yeah.
talking about the
It's weird that the punishment for those crimes aren't more hardcore.
Oh, they should be like
You know?
medieval.
Like, who is standing against that? Like, who is saying this person may have just made a mistake? That's bullshit. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I think there should be medieval actions.
There's
No
a lot of
chance
things that should
rehabilitation
happen.
for something like that.
I feel like okay. I feel like we could really benefit if we were to really focus on mental health in America and address some of the issues that we're having.
Yeah, you're talking about getting to the root.
Getting to the root. Yes, I think we should be funding, getting people who are having these issues, because these are real issues. People are addicted to that our natural thing that we do to make babies.
Yeah.
And the PORN industry has really man, it has made that particular part of our lives, it has made it icky and gross and disgusting. Because, I mean, you can go onto, you know what, Hub, and find stuff that's like incestuous. Like, it's like stepbrother with stepsister and stuff like that. And I feel like we have normalized a lot of immoral behaviors, and it just creates more of a problem, because you could just keep piling on those immoral things. It's just, and now we got a mountain, and it goes all the way up to the top. And Epstein.
And you know who runs that industry?
Who?
Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
That industry is really sad, because I know somebody who was in it, and they didn't live. They're no longer alive. And the question is, you know, they ruled it as suicide, but you know, I really wonder if it was more to it. There's these people that are in that industry. A lot of them are like dying or going missing and stuff, and living a really horrific life, and they're not taking. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be that industry should be gone and obsolete. I'm saying that they should be taking care of their workers.
I think it should be obsolete.
I mean,
because now it's bled into social media, because we have a social media platform for it.
Yeah.
Where you can make an account and, you know.
Yeah, I'd say that I'm not like trying to make it obsolete, because I do feel like, you know, I feel like people should be able to enjoy it.
Treat the industry like cigarettes and tax the ever-living hell out of them, to where they're like, they don't want to do it as easily peasily, you know.
Or they don't want to give it out for free. It's like,
that too.
It's like a high-end thing you have to pay a lot of money for.
Yeah, and then that would cause them not to try to look, you know, on the streets for people to perform in these things. People who are addicted to drugs or runaways from home. Stuff like that.
They find the weak, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
People that are vulnerable.
We really like try to improve on really looking at what kind of environment people come out of that go into that kind of industry.
Yeah.
If we improve that environment, I think you would lose a lot of that participation in it. Mm-hmm. If they came from stable homes with stable jobs, looking for stable futures, instead of just hoping that maybe their local community might give them enough charity to make it to the next day.
And look, to circle all the way back, I guarantee you this is what led the Duggar guy to commit the acts he did.
And I wonder about
His
that.
environment.
I wonder, like,
that industry too.
The industry, how much it's affecting our children, because we might be missing stuff, y'all.
A ton. I think a ton, dude.
Yeah, I agree. And the sadistic stuff that's coming out, we got to stop it. It needs to stop, because it's just going to. It's going to pollute everyone. And, I think we need to really focus on...
We might need a revival, like a countrywide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I just want us to go back to some morals. And I'm not even like, I'm not a religious person or anything.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about that. But I do have morals, and I have a deep love for people. I really do. I care about people. And, man, my heart breaks thinking about some of the situations that a lot of people live in, and it's right here in America that we're letting them live like that. And their mental health is definitely something that we need to address in this country, because we have too many homeless people, too many people who are addicted to drugs. And I know people want to be all like, well, they're choosing that life. Really, they're not. And I understand that they made that choice, but once addiction grips you, it's there, and it's an extremely hard thing for people to break.
And honestly, if we solve these issues, everyone in the community will benefit from it, not just that addict or that person in a crappy, coming up in a crappy environment. If you fix those issues, the entire community benefits from it, because now your neighbors aren't stealing stuff out your front yard. Now your neighbors aren't dying in the ER.
Or hitting you head on in a drunken crash.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's kind of like when you go on a diet, right, or you want to get healthier, don't have the Oreos in the house.
Yeah.
Don't have them there. And it's like, don't have these environments available for people to experience. Yeah. And your problems are probably going to solve most of themselves.
Yeah.
Not to say you won't, still need, people to help those types of people, because there are extreme cases where like you can have it up made and you're like that. But speaking of, we have a place like that here. You know what I'm talking about? Like we have a full health and wellness, like mental health place right there
Singing River.
beside the old Jacks. No, I'm talking about beside the old Jacks. What's that? Mindfulness?
Well, I don't know if
Mind
that's
care?
therapy. Is it?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
Mind Care Matters, I think, and then
Yeah.
there's also Kindred Minds. And
I was thinking
there's
of Singing
also
River
Singing
because
River
that's
Mental
what's
Health.
actually accessible by the whole public. Like you
Gotcha.
don't have to have insurance or anything to
Yeah,
go to
it's
Singing
free.
River.
If
Okay.
you don't have insurance, you go in.
And if you're having an emergency, they're the ones to get in contact with for help.
Okay.
And they've been tremendous help for us. We've
Yeah,
used
they
them a
helped
lot.
me with my PTSD. I went through outpatient therapy with them back in 2011.
Nice.
And 10,
They're here in
yeah.
town?
Yeah.
They're by the prison, actually.
Let's go.
Yeah, and at
I
the
love
time-
it. That's 3 places then. At least I think it's 3.
I mean, at the time, I couldn't get care from the VA, and basically, I couldn't go back to work because of what I was going through,
yeah.
and I couldn't draw unemployment. So I literally had zero income to pay for any of my treatments or medicine. But there was something in place. Luckily, there was something in place because the VA had deemed that they didn't need to take care of me after I got back from Iraq.
Yeah.
But
It's a sad situation.
The thing is they offer this free stuff, and we're seeing a lot of our social programs right now that are beneficial, that helps people who are lower income, dissolving right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
It is dissolving so quick, and Tate Reeves is all over that, by the way, and so is Cindy Hyde-Smith. They are taking away money from vital programs. The Medicaid program is one of them. It is incredibly hard to be approved for Medicaid. It is incredibly hard to be approved for food stamps. I know, because I have been on both of those myself for my family. And there is going to be people that lie, and I understand that that happens. But you're punishing so many people that really, really need the program.
Yeah.
I needed that program whenever I was a single mom with 2 kids, making minimum wage and spending a ton of money on daycare. And that's one of the things that they're also cutting is the daycare aid, Medicaid, daycare aid, and food stamps. So I'm very, very discouraged by our current government up in Mississippi, Jackson. I feel like they should be really focusing on some more of the bigger issues that we have. Like, I know Jackson has a horrible water problem. They've been having that water problem forever. I don't why are we? I don't understand what Tate Reeves, his motive is, and why he's doing what he's doing. He's wanting to get a data center here. He's already gotten the center for the ICE detention center. He has 2 of those here. He is trying to get a data center here, and the data centers take up like 100 acres. They're so massive, and they take up so much water. They pollute the water. They turn the water completely brown. The noise is so intrusive.
Yeah, my aunt's currently fighting one in her hometown, or not her hometown, in Atlanta, right outside Atlanta. She's fighting.
Yeah.
She's like, a group of people are like going to all the city council meetings to not let this data center be put in their town.
Yeah.
It's like a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Did you hear about the CEO of OpenAI?
Sam Altman, what'd he say? What'd he do?
There was 2 attempts on his life.
No,
First
I don't know
with a
anything about it.
Molotov cocktail, and then his house got shot up.
Jeez.
And that ties into it all. That happened around the same time as the warehouse fires across the nation started taking
so we've
off.
got these protests basically.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
those warehouse fires are something. Let me pull up that stuff real quick.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
man.
like, I think there's 7 of them
See,
so
I
far.
learned so
That's
much with
what
you
I'm
guys.
saying. Yeah, all these cuts to these social benefits, it's lowering the quality of life for everyone in your community, which lowers your quality of life. Even though you may not be participating in those social programs, the people who are, they're depending on that. And whenever there's cuts to that, there's cuts to everything else they do, whether it be showing up at work, whether it be taking care of somebody else. I mean,
Can I offer us a different perspective, kind of like the one with the Jeffrey Epstein and the brother thing?
Yeah.
I totally hear all that, and I totally agree. I mean, even if you just look at it like this, though, I pay so much in taxes. I would rather it go to helping people,
feeding the hungry.
yeah, and it's like
caring
taxes.
for the
Look,
sick.
taxes are going up. Benefits for people who need them are going down, including food stamps. Prices of food are going up. So it's like it's this weird thing of like I'm paying more taxes, but you're helping less people. Like,
and the
and
ultra wealthy are paying even less taxes than they were before.
yeah, and then where's all this tax money going?
It's going to Israel. It's going to bombs going to Israel so they can commit genocide on both Christians and Muslims in Lebanon and Iran.
Cindy Hyde-Smith is getting paid by Israel too, by the way.
APAC.
Oh yeah, that's our largest out-of-state donor is APAC. Why would Israel be so concerned about wanting?
Yeah, they emailed me asking to sponsor the podcast.
APAC. Yeah.
By the way, if you want to sponsor,
30 million a show. Oh
yeah,
God.
we take zero APAC money.
Yes,
so.
that's like our slogan.
And we never will.
We never will.
yes, but if y'all do want to sponsor us and you're not APAC,
Do y'all know about the $7,000
sucks.
club? Speaking of.
No.
Okay, so like YouTube is basically the new news.
No.
Like traditional news media is dying. It's been dying.
Makes sense.
But you got all these influencers on YouTube. Like Brandon Tatum is one that comes to mind. Nick Fuentes, Owen Schroyer. I mean, all these, and they're just political talkers. They do this. They get millions of views every day to talk about politics. Well, it come out, this is old news, like 6 months old, but it come out that Israel was paying a bunch of YouTubers $7,000 a video to basically like not criticize and to prop up and praise Israel. Brandon Tatum was one of them, dude, because, and I'm sorry, I hope he sees this. He won't, but if he did, I used to love that guy. And then one day, it was weird. One day he wouldn't talk about Charlie Kirk. He wouldn't talk about Jeffrey Epstein. He wouldn't talk about anything. And I was like, what happened? He was a police officer in, I think, Dallas or Houston and started this YouTube channel in his basement. And, dude, it's kind of like the Trump thing. 5-6 years ago, Brandon was the guy. You go to him to hear the truth.
Yeah.
Now you go to him and look at the comment section. People are roasting him. They're like, dude, if you're going to sell out, like, sell it better. Because
You know what's crazy about that whole situation too?
What's that?
Is Israel's paying all these people with our money.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's our tax money gets sent to Israel to help boost their country. Like we provide aid,
which is the size of New Jersey.
Lots and lots of aid to Israel, which they then turn around and bring it back to America to pay politicians, YouTubers. Like, why are they so concerned about American politics unless they were financially benefiting?
Well, do you think we're going to look back in history and, okay, like when you look back at Nazi Germany, you always ask yourself, how could they be so crazy? How did they convince so many people to be this crazy? We might be in another point in history where in 40 years, they're going to talk about the Gaza deal and be like, how did that little country trick this giant country into giving all this money? Like, it's going to be looked upon like, I can't even believe, how could you let that happen? But we're living in it right now, and it's just going.
It's right. You're right. And we're living in a point where we have to pick which side of history we want to be on, because this
100%.
is a historical moment. And
Well, the very powerful are against us. Because, I mean, they didn't want to stop the genocide in Gaza whenever Biden was president. And then now, like, we're full on, like, basically performing most of the war in the Middle East for Israel. Like, what does Israel have on these powerful politicians? Unless Epstein was an Israeli asset and he was gathering dirt on all these politicians that could literally bring down America. So now America has to walk right in line with whatever Israel wants, or else they'll be exposed for who they are.
And dude, I think some of the people in history who they, what's the word, who they criticized or tried to put dirt on, and then they all suddenly die.
No.
They weren't the crazy ones. You know, Kanye comes to mind, but he's alive. But Michael Jackson comes to mind. You ever heard that song, They Don't Care About Us by Michael Jackson?
No.
It's like, it's kind of a deep cut. I mean, you might have heard, if you heard it, you might go, oh yeah, I've heard that. But if you really look at the lyrics, like print the lyrics out and look at them, they're wild.
No.
Talking about the elites, talking about the system. Like, it's like he's talking about the Matrix, but and I actually think Michael Jackson was probably set up killed. You know,
I believe Michael Jackson was certainly a victim as a child, whether it be an Epstein victim or not. Like he wasn't a victim; he was very much abused. And I remember one time I listened to the song, the "Man in the Mirror" song, and I was really upset because I thought, why are we even still listening to him? Because at this point in my head, I was thinking he's a predator, and here he is saying, "Look in the man in the mirror," and I'm like, what about have you? You know, really. Yeah. And Macaulay Culkin has actually came out since the Epstein thing and has said that Michael Jackson kept him from going to the Epstein Island. He basically protected him. And it leads me to believe that maybe that Michael Jackson was abused to such a was abused so much as a child that he actually has a heart for children and he's trying to protect them. I don't know that for a fact, but
you'll probably never know.
And that's something that that leaves me with questions on all that. But
it's always been kind of a conspiracy that, you know, all those charges and allegations against Michael Jackson was basically just to try to bring down the black community in general, because Michael Jackson was such a large icon and he was black, and that scared a lot of people who were white and didn't want a black face as being an important figure in America. Yeah. Because he's huge. He's huge around the entire world.
Oh, dude. And I'm going to play that song.
Today.
Man, that song is so good.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, by the way, we're at 50 minutes. We have another guest coming, so.
Yeah, we'll try to wrap this up real quick. One thing I wanted to throw out there, a headline. I did not research it, but just a weird headline. It said that 10 American scientists that was like a U.S. nuclear officials, they have gone either missing or died within the past 2 years. So that's interesting. But Trump is looking into that. He's investigating that, so that's good. So
if you're thinking about being a nuclear scientist, just tread lightly.
Maybe try a different country.
Tread lightly, sir.
The thing I was wanting to bring up too and end with, I guess, is the Trump is Jesus post. I had to debate with a bunch of people on it, and I don't like to call it a debate because I really try to have a conversation. I think that's something that a lot of people are refusing to do, is try to talk to people with some common courtesy and decency instead of just attacking people. It's incredible how ugly people can be. Me and John have our own personal experience where he had mentioned something about a local politician, and it became so
just blew up.
Yeah, it blew up, and people were absolutely hateful. I felt like it went completely the wrong direction. But we have to start holding our politicians accountable. And Trump posted his picture as Jesus, and people are defending it at first.
Here it is. Throw it on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are defending it, and they're saying, oh, he was supposed to be the Pope. Oh, he was supposed to be a doctor. And he himself actually said that he posted it, and it was going to be, he was trying to be a doctor for Red Cross or whatever.
Even when he said that, it sounded like a lie.
Well, I've never seen a doctor perform a hand gesture to cure somebody.
Yeah. He's actually pretty persuasive most of the time, because I think a lot of times he's just being honest. That wasn't honest. Like, I could hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a doctor, and it's like,
it was me he said it was him as a doctor, and only the liberal media would see that as anything else.
And
my doctor don't wear that.
People are
I've never been to a
defending
doctor
him.
like that.
There's so many people that defend him.
Hands glowing.
And I decided to get on to like some,
it's a witch doctor.
MAGA media and see what's going on and understand them a little bit better. And they're just as everybody's so hateful right
can I
now,
clear something up? The MAGA movement was real and pure at one point. It really was.
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist anymore. What you have is most smart people have jumped the ship, and now it's America first.
No.
That's they're having to rebrand themselves, because MAGA is now Philadelphia.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
it's 100% Philadelphia.
I heard is that basically now there's a Democratic Party, a Republican Party, and a MAGA Party.
Yeah,
that's fine too, but I wouldn't be associated with that MAGA, because
that's what I'm saying.
It's been hijacked.
A lot of those people just went back to being Republicans in their state and blatantly MAGA is not Republican.
No, dude, it's Philadelphia. That's what I think.
Philadelphia.
It's either Philadelphia
It's the word I
or
use for a
racist.
very small country in the Middle East, so I don't say their name.
Yeah. The only way
Because
I can figure
YouTube is
out
a little
if you-
sensitive about who.
I got you.
Yeah. If you still identify yourself as MAGA, it's almost hard to believe that you're anything but either that or racist.
Yeah.
I mean, because those are the only two agendas he seems to be like putting first above anything.
Yeah, and the problem is, man, I hate when they hijack good things.
Yeah.
Because Make America Great Again is definitely good.
Yeah.
Those words are good.
Yeah.
And now you've hijacked it. And we can't use it. I do like America first, though. But that doesn't mean like America only.
But
It's
BS.
just like, get this in order, and then we can help the whole world.
It's obviously not America first because we're
No, it's
in the
Philadelphia
We're
first.
in the Middle East.
Yeah, it's
we're in the Middle
crazy.
East. How can we be putting America first by bombing Iran?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bombing a school in Iran. Why don't we build a school instead of bomb it?
Yeah. What else you got, Savannah? We're ticking down 2 minutes.
I think that's pretty
Oh,
much
yeah,
it.
You got the DoorDasher too.
Oh, the DoorDash grandma. Yeah,
right
that was
before he
right
sold
before he.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, and we can ask Mr. Mikey about any of this stuff too. I
Yeah.
don't know what he wants to get into.
I don't
but-
know if he'll want to. I think he's a little bit. He has a different perspective of us from what I can tell, but he might be open to it.
We'll see.
But yeah, that DoorDasher grandma, I think it paints the real picture of what America's life right now. She's working as a DoorDasher in order to pay for her husband's cancer treatment.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and she's elderly. She's worked her entire life.
Yep.
She can't retire because her husband has health issues.
Yeah.
That's incredibly sad. You'd think somebody like that would be taken care of
Yeah.
after
Especially-
all much she's given to this country already.
On how much we're giving to it every April.
Yeah.
And that's a whole another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe on whatever platform. And also in the comments, tell us things you want to talk about. And if we don't know them, we are expert researchers. We will look into it. But
No,
we
we're
will
not.
see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.